Now walking the runway, all to prevent human trafficking. And a second whistleblower comes forward what this means for the impeachment inquiry. Plus, Senator Ron Johnson voices his support for President Trump in a heated debate on Meet the Press.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 10.
Thanks for joining News 3 Now at 10. I'm Amanda Quintana. Area fashion retailers are shining a light on a worldwide problem often kept in the shadows. A report suggests the United States imports nearly $50 billion worth of clothing products at risk of using modern slavery in their production. Madeline O'Neill shows us how those in our local fashion scene are combating that. Maddie?
Amanda, human trafficking is considered the fastest growing crime industry in the world, and it has different forms, including sex trafficking and forced labor. Happening today at the Brink Lounge here in Madison, area fashion retailers are trying on a new way to make change worldwide.
I can't wait to see the designs.
Everyone here, like Nikki Anderson and daughter Hope Cullen, is fashion forward.
She actually designed and made the dress she's wearing. So she's a budding fashionista.
In more ways than one.
As well as an advocate for social justice.
They know where you spend your money makes a difference.
Most of the clothing that we wear and that is sold in malls is produced in sweatshop environments, and people are just treated like commodities.
As the owner of Change Boutique, Nikki says being part of this fundraiser is a natural fit.
Women supporting women.
One of our slogans is style with a conscience. And that's true.
Tanya Thorson is president of Fair Indigo, a Madison brand focused on ethically made clothing.
I was surprised and I think a little naive with how big of an issue it is.
The issue impacting millions worldwide, human trafficking.
It's a deep, dark situation, but we are really trying to bring light to helping.
Where better to shine a light than on a runway?
Hannah Delmore is a junior fashion design major.
Fair Indigo is partnering with the national nonprofit Dressember, auctioning off these repurposed dresses to raise money for organizations that help human trafficking victims.
This just shines a light on something that doesn't often get exposure.
Retailers like Nikki and Hope are donating proceeds from what they sell to Dressember as well, hoping this serves as a model for the industry moving forward.
It feels good to be able to help people who need help.
Human trafficking isn't just something that happens in developing countries. It's in all 50 states, including here in Wisconsin, where there were 134 cases reported to the National Human Trafficking Hotline last year.
All right, thank you so much, Maddie. Let's turn to Dana Fulton with your first alert forecast. Now it's feeling a little more like fall today.
It really is. Today was just a little chilly outside, and thankfully we didn't have any rain to factor on it. Of course, those showers on Saturday moving through quickly and clearing out for Sunday. Now our Doppler track is pretty quiet for central and southern Wisconsin. We don't have anything new moving in overnight, nor for the next several days. So if you were hoping for a little dry stretch, this is going to stay with us to start off your week. We're at 56 right now in Madison. It's just a little cool outside, about 49 in Black River Falls currently, with a breeze coming from the southwest currently. It'll stay fairly calm tonight, anywhere from 5 to 10 miles per hour. Overnight temperatures will fall to the low 40s. Tomorrow, plan on a little more sunshine, but temp-wise, a very seasonable day. Highs will be in the lower 60s, and that's kind of where we're going to stay actually for the start of the work week. But we'll take a closer look at your full 10-day in just a few minutes. Amanda?
Thank you, Dana. Tomorrow, Governor Tony Evers will issue the first Wisconsin pardons in 9 years. He will pardon 4 people after he restarted the Pardons Board in June. Evers says the 4 people have paid their debt to society and deserve a second chance. They're the first pardon since Democratic Governor Jim Doyle pardoned more than 100 people in his final 3 months in office in 2010. Republican Governor Scott Walker didn't issue any pardons over his 8 years in office. We're learning more about what led to the arrest of 3 men in Shorewood Hills yesterday. Shorewood Hills police say they were dispatched to the 2500 block of Black Hawk Drive around 3:20 yesterday morning for a burglary. That's where an officer saw a silver car with 4 people all wearing face masks inside. When the officer tried to talk to them, the car took off, nearly sideswiping the squad car. 6 hours later, someone reported their stolen iPhone was pinging in the 2800 block of Cimarron Trail, leading police back to the car. Just as a tow truck was about to take it for evidence, 3 men in a nearby home ran off. Shorewood police called Madison police for assistance, who set up a perimeter and arrested the 3 of them. Officers have determined 6 burglaries were committed in the village of Shorewood Hills recently. Earlier this week, President Donald Trump signed the Autism Cares Act, which allocates $1.8 billion in funding to autism research and support programs. The Weissman Center at UW-Madison uses funding from the act to research the prevalence of autism in Wisconsin, which helps to create better public policies and planned responses. The center teaches rural doctors to diagnose and treat autism. Another program prepares individuals for professional development over their lifetime.
Through the act, we've received almost $9 million over the last 5 or 6 years that have made a real more intensive focus in the area of research and professional development that we wouldn't have been able to do without the act.
The Weissman Center applies for this funding through grants. Individuals and families travel from across the country to receive treatment at their center in Madison. Meanwhile, a second whistleblower has come forward to accuse President Trump of using the power of his office to encourage Ukraine's leaders to interfere in the 2020 elections. As Meg Oliver reports, an attorney representing both whistleblowers says the second whistleblower has firsthand knowledge of the president's actions.
Attorney Mark Zaid tweeted his firm is now representing a second whistleblower who has firsthand knowledge about President Trump's dealings with Ukraine. The original complaint alleged the president asked Ukraine's leader to investigate his chief political rival, former Vice President Joe Biden. The complaint triggered an impeachment inquiry led by House Democrats. The president says he did nothing improper and late last week took it a step further.
China should start an investigation into the Bidens.
The president defended himself in numerous tweets over the weekend, and several congressional Republicans stood behind him.
I think the president, when he's trying to decide how American tax dollars are going to be spent and what countries they're actually going to go to, it's his job to make sure there's not corruption.
Democrats argue the summary of the phone call and the whistleblower complaint point to quid pro quo.
My focus is on the fact that you've got a president that's acting like a global gangster. He is basically going to one leader after another, trying to get dirt on his political opponent. I consider that a violation of our laws.
Biden is also hitting back. Over the weekend, he wrote in the Washington Post, "I'm not going anywhere. You won't destroy me, and you won't destroy my family." Nicole Killian, CBS News, Washington.
One of the president's personal lawyers says a second whistleblower does not change the president's legal strategy. House Democrats plan to speak to more witnesses this week as part of the inquiry. This morning, Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson appeared on MSNBC's Meet the Press, and his conversation with Chuck Todd led to a heated argument. Johnson accused Democrats and the media of trying to sabotage the Trump administration during the impeachment inquiry. Johnson has emerged as one of the key congressional figures in the impeachment debate. The senator was also a vocal supporter of military aid to Ukraine as chairman of the Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee.
The news media.
Okay, this is not about the media. Senator Johnson, Senator Johnson, please. Can we please answer the question that I asked you instead of trying to make Donald Trump feel better here that you're not criticizing him? I'm just trying to ask you a simple question of what made you wince. I'm asking a simple question about you clearly were upset that somehow there was an implication that military aid was being frozen because the president wanted an investigation.
Tonight, President Trump defended the senator's argument on Twitter, writing, "Sleepy eyes, Chuck Todd had a total meltdown in his interview with highly respected Senator Ron Johnson." Trump also criticized Todd of trying to make the president look, quote, as bad as possible. The 49th annual Great Midwest Marijuana Harvest Festival wrapped up today with a peaceful protest at the state capitol. People celebrating hemp and cannabis marched to urge state legislators to legalize marijuana. Event organizers say Illinois and Michigan have already legalized it, which means Wisconsin will be losing millions of dollars in tax revenue as people potentially cross state lines for the currently illegal drug. And they believe marijuana legalization could also prevent people from going to the doctor for reasons that could be medicated with medical marijuana.
Letting the state representatives know that we're just tired of going to the doctor, and really again our only option is dangerous, addicting, and we're here to just push it. We're not here to break the law. We just want to try to change the law.
Attendees say that without the legalization of marijuana, people could be led to dangerous addictions and possibly deadly pharmaceuticals, or as people cross state lines, they'll be risking ruining their lives or their families' lives with possession of weed charges. Still to come on News 3 Now at 10, getting to know your local firefighter and what they do for our community when they're not running into burning buildings. Welcome back. National Fire Prevention Week kicked off with the annual Dane County Fire Truck Parade today.
I just like firefighters.
Oh, firefighters rode up State Street to the state capitol building. At the end of the parade, people were able to explore the fire trucks and speak with the firefighters. Officials from the fire department say connecting with the community like this is important.
Just the amount of training that goes into it. There's always learning. New construction, different construction techniques always change how buildings will either burn or how you get into them and around them. New medical science.
Officials say community engagement shows the work firefighters do outside of emergency situations, such as public education in schools and training in the medical field. This weekend, the U.S. Fire Service is also honoring 4 Wisconsin firefighters who died in the line of duty. 92 firefighters who died in 2018 are being honored at the 38th National Fallen Firefighters Memorial Service in Maryland. The Badger State honorees include Captain Corey Barr, who died after suffering injuries during the Sun Prairie explosion last July, as well as Captain Christopher Truman of the Lake Mills Fire Department, who died on New Year's Eve when he stopped to help a driver who was in a car crash. Their names are being added to the National Fallen Firefighters Memorial on the Academy grounds. NAMI Dane County is looking to reduce the stigma of mental illness at its biggest fundraiser of the year. This morning, nearly 1,000 people turned out for the annual NAMI walks in an effort to raise awareness about individuals with mental illness and raise money to help support their community programs. NAMI was originally founded in 1979 in Madison by a family raising a child with schizophrenia. Today, there are more than 500 NAMI groups and 68,000 members nationwide. More than 1,000 people also laced up their walking shoes today in an effort to raise money for Alzheimer's research and support. It's the annual Walk to End Alzheimer's. The event features a 2-mile walk and Promise Garden ceremony. Money raised goes back to care and support programs for Alzheimer's and dementia patients in Dane County, as well as national research. Many of those walking have been personally impacted by the disease.
I think that it's a lot more prevalent than what people might think. Every walk, there's over 1,000 people that come here. So it just goes to show how many people are really affected by this disease and how many people are passionate about finding a cure for it.
More than 7,000 people have Alzheimer's or dementia in Dane County. Well, it was a pretty sunny day compared to yesterday. Good things those walks were not yesterday, Dana.
Yeah, it's definitely the cloud coverage. Yesterday, we had the rain also. Today, overall, not too bad. Very seasonable fall day. With a little bit of a breeze, but we started the day off with a really nice sunrise. And, of course, that sunset later on with just a little bit of cloud coverage. Gave us some nice color with that sunset before, of course, things went away right around 6:30 this evening. Our sunset's getting earlier and earlier. Right now, we're sitting close to 56 in Madison. A cool evening. Those dew points in the mid-40s, so it feels pretty comfortable outside. In central and southern Wisconsin, we're in for a very quiet evening. No precipitation moving in, not just for tonight, but for the next several days. As that cold front that brought our showers yesterday, now traveling well to the east, not expecting it to linger or bounce back at all. Now we do have high pressure dominating the plains into most of the northern Midwest. Things are going to stay quiet stretching into Tuesday, and that pattern is going to continue into the middle of the week. That's our good news. For tomorrow, plan on a mostly sunny sky. Temperatures in the afternoon be very seasonal in the mid-60s. By Tuesday morning, we're yet again falling into the lower 40s for our overnight lows. Highs will be in the mid-60s yet again. And for Wednesday, a partly sunny sky. But by Wednesday night, our next chance for showers will steadily creep on in. A little bit of a cloud coverage increase for Wednesday night, though the rain won't really arrive until late on Thursday. Overnight low temperatures falling through the 40s thanks to that mostly clear sky. A breeze coming from the west. Throughout the day tomorrow, high temps will climb up to the low 60s. So a really seasonal day. It's right where we should be to start the day and for the afternoon. Tuesday will yet again be in the middle to lower 40s, and in the afternoon right back in the middle to lower 60s for afternoon highs with a mostly sunny sky, and it won't be too windy outside either for Tuesday afternoon. Overnight temperatures dropping to about 43 in Madison. That is just a little cool early in the day, but it should be a pretty pleasant fall start to the day in the afternoon. Landing close to 62 in Madison with a breeze about 5 to 10 miles per hour and a mostly sunny sky. If you had to hold off on any outdoor projects because of the rain on Saturday, the good news, we're going to stay dry for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Temperatures will steadily climb up just a little bit in front of that next system that'll be approaching late on Thursday. We'll be in the upper 60s on Wednesday with a partly sunny sky. By Thursday, becoming mostly cloudy throughout the day, but then our shower chances will increase later on in the afternoon and stay overnight into Friday and Saturday. Those shower chances and that system are really going to drop our temperatures down into the upper 50s for our highs on Friday, and then in the middle 40s on Saturday. Not just our afternoon highs falling, but notice those overnight lows will be in the upper 30s for Saturday and Sunday morning, so it does look like we could be seeing some patchy frost for next weekend early in the morning.
And
already.
I know that's, once you say that, that's all people are seeing that Saturday. That's what we're thinking
Zooming
about.
in on that and those 30s dropping on in for us. And of course, that's in Madison, but we've already seen some really cold temperatures for Black River Falls and around the Dells. So it's starting to go in the down direction.
All right. Thank you, Dana. Coming up on News 3 Now at 10, Aaron Jones is scoring touchdowns and breaking records. Melissa's got highlights next in sports.
News 3.
Okay, so no Devontae Adams, no Jamal Williams, and a game at Jerry World. So the Packers didn't exactly have a lot of things going in their favor tonight, but Green Bay overcoming adversity in a big way down in Texas. Aaron Rodgers was 6-2 against the Cowboys coming into this game, and he credited the defense because they did work against Dallas. Chandon Sullivan proving his worth tonight, jumping Randall Cobb's route, picks off Dak Prescott in the second quarter. One of 2 interceptions in the game for Green Bay. Third quarter now, Aaron Jones doing his best Jonathan Taylor impression. This was his 4th touchdown of the game. He is now the first running back ever to score 4 against the Cowboys in a single game. Packers up 31-3, and they hang on to win. Lots of credit from the head coach to the physicality of the offense, but especially the backfield.
We always try to put together the best plan as possible, and Aaron tonight, he definitely came up big. I mean, to be able to he broke a lot of tackles out there, and he finished runs. And we knew going into this game that we had to be physical.
I think I made a pretty big statement showing what kind of running back I am and what I can do. And I felt like I did go toe-to-toe with him. I'm just back at home. All my family's up in the stands. I can see my brother right there. Like, I threw him one of the balls when I scored, so that was pretty cool. My brother and my cousin were right there. So, I don't know, just being back in Texas.
In case you didn't know it, Aaron Jones grew up cheering for the Cowboys, but definitely a little more Go Pack Go now. 34-24 the final score. Packers moved to 4-1 on the season. Next up, Monday Night Football at Lambeau. The Packers will host the Lions. Elsewhere in the NFC North today, Bears and Raiders in London, and evidently some Revolutionary War fans checking out some modern-day sports. We pick it up in the second half. Oakland up 17-14. That's Chase Daniel to Allen Robinson for the 16-yard touchdown. Robinson with 2 TD catches on the day. Chicago in the lead. Fourth quarter now, Josh Jacobs leaping into the end zone. That would be the game winner for the Raiders. They win 24-21, the final. The Vikings at MetLife Stadium. Stephon Diggs fined by the team for unexcused absences this week, but he's still here. First half, Minnesota up 10-0. Giants trying to make something happen. Daniel Jones threw a big one to Jarius Slayton for the 35-yard score. 10-7, Vikings in the lead still. In the second, Kirk Cousins to Adam Thielen. Cousins with some solid numbers today, completing 22 of 27 passes for 306 yards and 2 touchdowns, both of them to Thielen. Vikings win 28-10. The women's soccer team deep into the Big Ten schedule and showing no signs of relinquishing its undefeated conference record. The 13th-ranked Badgers at Purdue this afternoon. The Boilermakers are 2-1-1 in the Big Ten. 40th minute here, Jordan McNeese passes to Jenna Corrali, the Oshkosh native, hitting the back of the net for her first collegiate goal. 1-0 Badgers, and they hang on to win. It's Wisconsin's 5th win in a row. They're back home on Friday to face Minnesota at 5 p.m. The men's team hosting Michigan State. Badgers looking for their first Big Ten win of the season. Down 1-0 until the 65th minute. Ben leads to Duncan Story for the equalizer. But the Spartans get another one, this one in overtime. Michael Miller, the corner, over the head of Dean Cowdrey. Badgers lose 2-1, and Wisconsin heading to Rutgers on Friday. U.S. women's national team also playing today. Jill Ellis's last game, and they tied 1-1 with South Korea.
All right, thanks so much. We'll be right back. As fall is settling in, winter sports are gearing up for their season, including the winter version of tennis, which is available starting today. The sport, called platform tennis, or commonly known as paddle tennis, can only be played in Dane County at the Maple Bluff Country Club, which opened its paddle tennis season with an open house. The sport is similar to tennis in its point system and general structure, but differs in that the ball can be hit against 1-inch thick chicken fence surrounding the court, and that it's typically played in doubles.
The whole idea of this game is it's very social, it's competitive in a good way, and for sure you get a workout. I mean, when you get done, it doesn't matter if it's 10 degrees outside, drenched. So it's a great way to get a workout. A lot of steps.
The sport is offered at the country club from now until the spring. People who are interested in participating do not need to be members of the country club to play in the courts. I'm surprised that it's outdoor. Now that it's a winter sport, but it's getting cold.
Already getting ready for all the winter sports to start kicking off. We're getting into that gear.
It's too cold for that.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little chilly now. Overnight lows, of course, dropping for us. Afternoon highs also falling, though tomorrow and Tuesday will be really nice with mostly sunny skies in the middle to lower 60s. Overnight lows will stay in the 40s for the next few nights. Our next chance for showers will start to develop for Thursday afternoon, staying into Friday and Saturday. That's going to pull our temperatures back quite a bit in the upper 50s on Friday, and by Saturday and Sunday, overnight lows will be in the upper 30s. So patchy frost will be possible this weekend. Could be our first frost of the season in Madison. Looking ahead to Saturday and Sunday.
All right, thanks so much. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.
Now.